Japan is building the largest fleet of F-35 stealth fighters outside the United States. Over the last few years, Japan has moved quickly to buy, assemble, and deploy many of these advanced jets. The result is a significant increase in Japan's air power, leaving its neighbor, South Korea, behind in F-35 numbers and related capabilities. The facts are clear. Japan has ordered 147 F-35s. That package includes both the F-35A, the standard runway model, and the F-35B, the short takeoff and vertical landing version. Japan also plans to operate F-35Bs from modified Izumo-class ships, which gives it a carrier-capable force. Together, these choices make Japan the second largest operator of the type after the United States. By comparison, South Korea has far fewer F-35s. The Republic of Korea Air Force began buying F-35As in 2014 and has received around 40 aircraft so far. In 2023, Seoul received clearance from the United States to purchase additional F-35As that could raise its fleet to roughly 65 aircraft. Even with those purchases, South Korea would still have far fewer F-35s than Japan's planned 147. The F-35 is built around stealth, modern sensors, and network data sharing. Each jet can collect information from its own sensors and share a fused picture with other aircraft, ships, and ground systems. A larger fleet of F-35s means more sensors in the air, richer shared awareness, and a larger pool of crews who know how to use the system. This creates advantages that older fighters can't match. Japan's purchases are strategic. Tokyo plans to mix F-35As for air combat and strike missions with F-35Bs that can operate from ship decks. Converting Izumo-class ships into light carriers gives Japan a way to project power and to defend sea lanes around its islands. That capability is especially relevant as China expands its own air and naval forces in the region. Local assembly gives Japan another advantage. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries operates a final assembly line in Japan that produces F-35s locally. Local production speeds up delivery and builds domestic skill in maintenance and upgrades. That means Japan can sustain and upgrade a large fleet more easily than a country that only buys fully built aircraft from abroad. South Korea is modernizing too. Seoul has invested in a domestic KF-21 fighter program while continuing to buy F-35As. The KF-21 will be an advanced Korean aircraft, but it's not a stealth jet at the same level as the F-35. South Korea will therefore rely on a mixture of F-35As, upgraded legacy fighters, and the KF-21 to meet its defense needs. Numbers don't tell the entire story. Training, maintenance, pilot hours, and logistics are vital. Japan has invested in pilot training, spare parts depots, and infrastructure to support a large F-35 fleet. It plans to disperse aircraft across several bases to create resilience against possible attacks. South Korea's F-35 fleet is smaller and more concentrated, which gives Japan more redundancy in a crisis. The variants matter. The F-35A is the common model for most air forces. The F-35B can operate from short decks and makes carrier-based operations possible for smaller ships. Japan's purchase of F-35Bs gives it a capability that South Korea currently lacks. The ability to put stealth fighters at sea changes Japan's operational reach and its deterrence options. There are real costs and risks. Buying and operating many high-tech fighters is expensive and complex. Japan has faced delivery delays, especially for the F-35B, and political debate at home about further purchases. The F-35 program worldwide has also faced software issues and sustainment challenges. These problems could slow delivery timelines or raise operating costs. South Korea faces similar procurement choices and must balance foreign purchases with domestic development. Strategic signaling matters as well. A large stealth fleet sends a message to allies and rivals. Japan's investment signals a stronger security role in East Asia and deeper operational ties with the United States. The presence of F-35Bs on Japanese decks changes how navies and air planners view operations in the Taiwan Strait and the East China Sea. South Korea's KF-21 program and its F-35 purchases send a different message focused on regional deterrence and independent industrial capability. Operational quality can narrow gaps. Skilled pilots, disciplined maintenance and smart tactics make a difference. South Korea could use high-quality training and strong alliance support to amplify the value of its smaller F-35 fleet. But modern air power increasingly depends on sensors and networks. A larger F-35 fleet acts as a large sensor network, giving multiplied benefits when jets share data in real time. Japan's greater number of F-35s, therefore, provides advantages that go beyond raw counts. Industrial effects are important too. Large procurement creates jobs and industrial capacity for local firms. Japan's final assembly and maintenance work supports the national industry and helps sustain political backing for the fleet. South Korea's focus on the KF-21 also builds domestic industry, but on a different timeline and with different export prospects. Both countries gain industrial benefits, but the paths and timing differ. Some concrete milestones show how fast this change happened. Japan received its first F-35 in 2016 and declared initial operational capability of the F-35A in 2019. Defense reporting through 2024 and 2025 noted steady deliveries and local assembly progress in Mitsubishi Heavy Industries' final assembly line in Nagoya. Reuters reported that while many aircraft have been delivered by mid-2025, some F-35B deliveries were delayed and domestic debate continued about further purchases. That pace matters operationally. Japan plans to disperse F-35s across multiple bases on different islands. Dispersal makes the force harder to hit in a first strike and helps protect key maritime choke points and island chains. F-35s also improve maritime strike and sensor coverage, helping detect and track threats including enemy aircraft and missile launches. And practice, a dispersed network of stealth fighters and linked sensors increases early warning and response options for Japan and its allies. Alliance cooperation amplifies the effect. The United States operates the largest F-35 fleet in maintenance logistics, software, and training networks that allies rely on. Japan's larger fleet makes combined operations and information sharing more effective. Regular joint exercises with U.S. forces increase interoperability and let Japan practice ship-based F-35 operations that would have been impossible with older planes. South Korea benefits from the same allied network and can raise deterrence by deepening cooperation with the United States. Tactically, more F-35s mean better sensor coverage and longer surveillance time across contested areas. The jets can operate far from their bases and share secure data links. This reduces the chance that an adversary can move unseen in key waterways. For Japan, this is important for defending remote islands and protecting shipping lanes. For South Korea, F-35As strengthen air defense and precision strike near the peninsula, which is vital given the North Korean threat. Both countries use their new jets to fill gaps that older aircraft couldn't. Remember, this is a dynamic picture. Political debate, industrial capacity, and alliance priorities will influence how quickly each country can convert orders into operational strength. For now, by the narrow measures of fifth-generation stealth fighters in service and on order, Japan has clearly pulled ahead. This gap deserves close attention. Japan's rise as the world's second-largest F-35 operator is not just about buying more jets, it's about how those jets change power, planning, and perception in East Asia. With 147 F-35s on order, local assembly, ship-based operations, and strong U.S. cooperation, Japan has built an air force that goes far beyond simple numbers. Each aircraft adds to a wider network of sensors, data sharing, and deterrence that shapes how rivals must think and act. South Korea remains a powerful and advanced military, but in the specific race for fifth-generation stealth dominance, it's clearly fallen behind Japan. Quality, training, and alliances still matter, but scale now plays a bigger role than ever before. As regional tensions grow, Japan's massive F-35 fleet sends a clear signal. The balance of air power in the region is shifting, and Japan intends to stay firmly ahead.